Alright, welcome back. So for this episode we're going to focus on oxygen. Oxygen and airflow of the base. We're going to tackle a few other problems, we're going to look at some plumbing and also address the power network in the base. So here I'm just dropping a hydrogen generator. Won't use that one quite yet, but just getting it in position. Also just getting these artworks up now to try to get a bit of stress management going. Brighten the place up a bit for our dupes. Dropping the electric grill also, this will open up some more food options. Specifically the gristleberry. It's a higher quality food than the mulewood. We'll get our bristle farm going quite shortly. And there we go, we've just completed our first artwork. So just dropping these wonderful contraptions here, electrolyzers. So what they do is they take your water and they split it up into its oxygen and hydrogen molecules and then just pump both out into the air. These masterpieces are great. Mocking Van Gogh, Mona Lisa. Okay, just queuing up the gristleberry. I don't have any yet, but I will shortly. So what we're doing over here is just a lot of land clearing, making space for these new pieces of equipment. So with the electrolyzers, what they're going to do is spew out that oxygen and hydrogen, and that's all just going to travel straight up. So you can't really just stuff it in a cave on the side of the base. I mean, you can, but probably better to have it flowing freely through the whole base. And that'll be another thing we address as well as airflow. Looking to get the airflow tiles researched and put them throughout the base just to open up some of the areas so you don't get these carbon dioxide pockets like we're looking at right now in our water waste area. It's very dark in there, it's from all the carbon building up. So just connecting some power to the electrolyzers. I actually don't use very much. 120 volt watt. And there's Hassan, who's just gone into the polluted waste to start mopping up, and just jog my memory, we should turn off the disinfect on the pipe, the exit pipe there for the polluted water. Good meaning duplicates will go in there to disinfect the thing and end up just dragging a ton of disease all through your base. It doesn't need to be disinfected. They've really got no reason to be interacting with that pipe at all. It's just an exit point. Okay, so we just completed the airflow tile. Just going to get them around the base to open the place up. Now, unlike the standard flooring, which is made of sandstone, they're actually made of, yep, that resource we never have enough of, metal, specifically at the moment, copper. as are the batteries, the generators, all of the wiring. Pretty much everything we have building at the moment is all relying on copper, of which we just don't have enough of. Just going to drop some storage bins here to clean up the excess resources left lying on the floor. That actually impacts the decor score. And our toilet is also out of water at this point. Probably going to need to look at addressing the toilet anyhow. So we're just going to get the sanitation upgrade. This gives access to plumbed toilets and hand basins rather than having to manually empty them. They will just get pumped fresh water and then pump out polluted water as used, and don't require any cleaning. Getting fairly close to getting a 7th crew member joining our team. You can see the little yellow bar indicator on our portal there. As that reaches full, then a new duplicant, or an option of 3 new duplicates presents itself. So you can see now, even just with that one airflow tile in there in the polluted water vat, you can see the blue oxygen, pure oxygen, starting to flow in there. So it's already starting to get all that carbon dioxide out and down to the skimmer where it should be. And the wonderful thing about the airflow tiles is they don't allow water through them either. There is a special tile that allows water transfer, liquid transfer, and gas. They're mesh tiles. We'll be using them as well, but at the moment we definitely just need the airflow tiles. And this is one of those points where we've assigned quite a few jobs and maybe overstretched ourselves a bit. There's a lot on the go here. We still haven't got these batteries going, haven't got the hydrogen generator up. Might have made more sense to focus on, say, those things as opposed to the airflow tiles in the immediate point. This oxygen's not a huge pressing matter at the moment. Okay, so next we're going to queue up the researcher's gas filter. As I said before, the electrolyzers separate oxygen and hydrogen, and you'll need to filter those out. Just having a look and seeing what's causing all the stress in our settlement. Mainly just that our duplicates again have been in water. That'll fade over time. So now we're just going to connect some water up to the electrolyzers. So what we're doing there is leaving a bridge so we can get the polluted water from our bathroom down. Just a bit of forward thinking there, saves having to disrupt a pipe later on which is already filled with water, which floods. So now we can look at decommissioning 2 of these and opening up the roof a bit to run some piping through. You wouldn't turn off all your bathrooms all at once. Obviously the duplicates still need to use the bathroom while the new ones are being installed. So just connecting up the fresh water now. And the polluted water outflow. So at this point you can see Max is fully researched as a research assistant. He could look at going up to the next level. Not going to do that yet. Don't have the food quality or the decor score to really support that. Now, if those needs aren't being met, that will increase the stress level on your duplicates, making them very unhappy. Okay, next we'll look at the power regulation. We'll look to get the power network addressed. Just, yeah, this is a case of so many projects on the go. So at this point, our outhouse is now out of order and needs to be cleaned. As you can see, there are chefs up there plunging it out, and we haven't connected up the piping for the new for the plum lavatory yet. This poses a problem. So just got the pipes up in time. You can see our researcher Max there on the research station. He's just gone off screen now. There he is. He's been complaining he needs to use the toilet for a while, and it's only just got enough water in there now, but too late. So he's just made a mess all over the floor. Luckily, most of it has actually spilled back into the polluted water vat where it's all going anyway. And he's just right back to work. Doesn't even stop to clean up his own mess. Standing in his own urine. That's dedication. So there we are. We've got a functioning hand basin and toilet now. We can look to decommission the other 2 outdated units. Just looking to move this oxygen generator here out of the way. It's one of our power transformers will be going there and it's in the way. Just going to bump up the priority on these just to make sure everyone get them built in time so everyone can use them. So next we'll queue up the Fireman's Pole research. This thing speeds up mobility around the base like you wouldn't believe. Plus it looks fun. So I'm just going to deactivate the research at this point and get everybody all building the many projects we have on the go. Fireman's Pole's not that pressing. For some reason Max isn't stepping away from the researching console, even though I've deactivated the research. I guess he's just heavily engrossed in what he's doing. So what we're putting in here is the heavy watt join plate. So these heavy wattage wires conduct 20 times as much current as the standard wiring, but they can't pass through floor tiles. So you need to make a specialized port to get them in and out of rooms. So running cable over existing cable can be problematic. It can occasionally cause game bugs. So you need to be very, very cautious and aware that that can be the issue. Sometimes all of the resources will be delivered to the build site and nobody will build it. It'll just sit there. So sometimes you need to cancel the build and then reissue it. At this point, just removing all the excess wires. Also another reason we're using we're putting the heavy watt wires sort of tucked away here down in this little cove, not just running them throughout the whole base, is they absolutely murder on your decor score. They're hideous to look at, so we try to have them running through floor cavities and just out of the way so that the duplicants don't have to see them because they are ugly as hell. Again, the heavy watt wires request a lot of copper, as does everything. It's actually twice as much per square for the heavy watt as opposed to the standard wiring, so I definitely need to go gather up some more copper. Of which there's quite a lot of it there in the southern part of my settlement. So we're going in there now. Okay, that should all be fully wired up. Just separating these parts of the power grid. As it stands, this would still cause issues because we've got two transformers connecting up to the same grid, so that would put 2,000 watts down each line. It's just too much to handle. You can't have more than 1,000 watt draw on each network, so you just need to be mindful of things as you add them onto the grid, of which network you're putting them on. So now we're getting the warning we've got a food shortage. This isn't too much of a concern. The food's being generated still, it's just nobody's cooking it at the moment because we don't have the barbecue being powered, or the micro mushers. See, there's power cable there's just glitched out. It had all the resources, no one was coming to build it, even though it was high priority. So you just got to cancel it and reissue it. So I'm just going to bump up the priority again. Need somebody making food. We're getting dangerously low here at about 6,500. Just looking at some more duplicates. So really what we're looking for is a decent rancher, ideally with some good learning as well, so he learns the farm, but none of these really make the cut. I'm also in a bit of a food shortage. We can wait till the next one. These are all pretty underwhelming. Finally, we've got the power network back on. The food's micro mush is being powered. Still got that one unbuilt piece of wiring there. Again, that's almost certainly glitched out. So if you'll cast your mind back at the very beginning of the episode, we built the electrolyzers. We issued the build command. Because of how badly we overloaded the duplicates with too many jobs to do, they sat there for an entire 5 cycles just not getting done. So there we are, the water's just starting to flow into them now. And there we are. Got the electrolyzers set up, the bathrooms, and the power network's been addressed. Next we'll need to deal with this hydrogen we've just started pumping into the atmosphere. That'll have to wait till next time.